What is up, America and beyond? Greetings and welcome to the Brightside, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutritional supplementation. I am your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and to your well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to the Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That's why we are here every day on the Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 26 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and psoriasis and eczema and acne and rosacea and digestive ailments and autoimmune issues. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure, because the human biological system is always a healing system. It is designed divinely to regenerate, to heal, to renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may say that's a miracle, this renewing system is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs or nutritional supplements or the longevity products, we want to hear from you on the Bright Side at 855-660-4261. The phone lines fill up quickly, so get on board early. It's first come, first serve at 855-660-4261. If you want to learn more about the longevity products, the ones I take and the ones I recommend, you can head over to brightsideben.com and take a look at the shopping cart with all the longevity products, including my favorite longevity product, the BTT Beyond Tangy Tangerine Multivitamin Mineral Complex Powder. You add it to water and drink it up. It tastes great. It's a wonderful source of B vitamins and vitamin C and glucosamine. It's got fat-soluble nutrients and amino acids and chondroitin and boron and coenzyme Q10 and grapeseed extract. Truly a cornucopia of nutrition for just $50 a month. It's liquid. It goes right to work. Most folks will notice results in 1 or 2 doses. Lower blood pressure, more energy, appetite suppression. It's just an amazing nutritional supplement, and it tastes awesome, and it's priced right at $50 a canister. Give it a shot. You can find out all about it at brightsideben.com, or you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. Or you can click the Join the Team link on the upper left-hand corner of the page at brightsideben.com and start yourself a longevity business, or just get your products at the wholesale price. Click on the Join the Team link, or give the Brightside Ben phone team a call at 866-735-2470. Okay, thanks so much for joining us on the Bright Side. Once again, we've been talking about the electrical nature of the body. I call it the electrical energy train of health, the relationship between oxygen and electricity and nutrition. And when I say nutrition, by the way, I'm also including water. So water and the mighty 90, nutrients, oxygen and electricity. I haven't told you yet where the electricity actually comes from. We'll be talking about that here in a little bit. Before I get into all this electrical stuff, I want to touch on a few of the really basic, fundamental ideas of what I call the Bright Side philosophy. We've had a lot of new listeners over the last month and a half. I've been on Alex, and people have been listening to, watching the YouTube videos, the 8 chapters videos. There's a couple of YouTube videos out there. And so I'm getting a lot of questions about some of these fundamental ideas. I thought maybe we should go back and digress just a bit and review some of the fundamentals of what I've been calling the Bright Side philosophy, the idea that the body heals itself. It's a renewing, healing system. As long as it has what it needs, and as long as we don't muck it up, as long as we don't monkey wrench the system with toxicity, which unfortunately includes the insidious, sneaky, doctor-induced toxicity of pharmaceuticals and drugs, in addition to the crap we call food and the crap we put on our food, as well as poor lifestyle choices like smoking cigarettes, drinking excessive amounts of alcohol. These are all the ways we muck up the healing system of the body. If we don't muck up the system, the healing and renewing system of the body, and we give it what it needs, the body can heal itself. The body knows what it's doing, folks. Give it the mighty 90. Give it the raw materials it needs to do its work, the electrical train of health, oxygen through deep breathing, good foods, good protein, good carbs. By carbs, I'm talking protein, talking fats and sugars. Protein, fats, sugars, the mighty 90. Don't muck up the system. The body can do what it needs to do. It doesn't need any help from your doctor. It doesn't need any help from your pharmacist. It doesn't need any help from your insurance company. What it needs is raw materials, and it needs to not have us muck it up. So first of all, the most important thing is the health challenges and the health crises that so many of us are dealing with are best described as being degenerative. Degenerative. That means not generating, not building. But as we say every day on the bright side, at the beginning of every program, the body's a healing system. It's a healing biological system. It's in the body's nature to heal. It's in the body's nature to regenerate. So if we are degenerating and not regenerating, something's wrong. Either something's missing or something's getting into the system that shouldn't be in the system, or a combination of the two, period. That's it, folks. If you are dealing with arthritis, osteoporosis, cardiovascular disease, any degenerative disease, all you need to do is replace or put in what's missing and eliminate the monkey wrench. That's it. At this level, it cannot get any simpler, and there's no doctor that can help you. And if a doctor purports to help you with your health, he's lying to you and he's ripping you off. This is not a doctor issue, people. This is our issue. And it can't get any simpler. Nutritional deficiencies and toxicities are most likely a combination thereof. Now, from a mechanical standpoint, the breakdown of the body that results in nutritional deficiencies and toxicities, or results from nutritional deficiencies and toxicities, involves three body systems: the digestive system, the blood sugar system, and the energy control system. The digestive system, the blood sugar system, and the energy control system. I'm calling the adrenal glands and the thyroid glands, or the adrenal thyroid complex, the energy control system. These are the three systems that break down first in the body. I've been calling it the triangle of disease: the digestive system, the blood sugar system, and the energy control complex, which is the adrenal glands and the thyroid. Cancer, heart disease, autoimmune disease, skin diseases, psoriasis, acne, osteoporosis, joint disease, muscle disease, brain disease, nerve disease are all secondary. They all follow the primary fundamental points of breakdown, which simply means there is no cure for cancer or heart disease or arthritis or multiple sclerosis or any autoimmune disease or juxtafoveal telangiectasia or hyperhidrosis superintiva or RLS or RSD or PMS or any of the other alphabet soup of diagnosis and ignorant medical professional names that doctors bill us for and bill our insurance companies for. There is no relief from any of these without addressing these fundamental points. And this is great news. This is the bright side. This is such good news because it takes the ball out of the doctor's hands and it puts it in ours. It takes power and medical authority from those who have stolen it or ripped us off from it, or more accurately conned us out of our own power, and it puts it back in our hands. I know there's some nice, kindly, well-meaning doctors. There's even some smart doctors out there. There's some very in-tune medical professionals. I am aware of that. It's the model that is tweaked. It's the model that's messed up. And if you get hit by a car, you want a surgeon, not a vitamin. If you get hit by a car, you don't need vitamin C. You don't need a nutritionist. You need a good surgeon. But the idea of ambulatory medicine, which is the kind of medicine where you walk into a doctor's office, to ambulate means to walk. The idea of ambulatory medicine, where you go to the doctor for day-to-day medical intervention for your high blood pressure or for your benign prostatic hypertrophy or for your migraine headaches, where you go into a doctor's office for treating something that's a degenerative, chronic, long-term disease where you're going to be going to the doctor for the rest of your life or taking a medication for the rest of your life. This is an authority trip. It's a power trip designed to rip us off, to steal our power and authority and money. And it's exactly the same as religious tyranny, and it's exactly the same as government tyranny. Medical tyranny is no different from any other tyranny. That's why the Founding Fathers included the medical industry of the time in with government tyranny and religious tyranny when they framed the Constitution. There's some wonderful quotes from Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Rush, who himself was a medical doctor. We'll tell you what that is. We'll tell you what they are when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back. right after this.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy. Have you ever wondered why farmers can keep their livestock lean and healthy just by feeding them minerals in a nutrient-dense diet? Before market, they cut off their minerals, leaving them to crave high-calorie grains to fatten them up. So if weight control is this easy, why does the medical system prescribe invasive surgical gastric bypass for humans? The truth be told, according to research, you can avoid over 900 different diseases just by getting 90 essential nutrients daily. Check us out on the web at sonsoflibertyteam.com. and order your Healthy Start Pack and get your 90 for life. Or dial 855-301-TEAM. I said essential, not optional, and every day. Easy. 90 for life on the web at sonsoflibertyteam.com. Or call 855-301-TEAM. That's 855-301-TEAM. That's 855-301-TEAM. Check us out on the web at sonsoflibertyteam.com. At sonsoflibertyteam.com.
On the average, Americans work between 45 to 50 years hoping to build up enough wealth to retire and live out their golden years. Unfortunately, with taxation, the rising cost of food, energy, housing, and medical, many retirees are forced to live below the poverty line. Is this a flaw free enterprise, or is our monetary unit we call the Federal Reserve Note forcing us into perpetual debt, ensuring inflation and higher taxes? These questions and more can be answered by reading G. Edward Griffin's book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. Congressman Ron Paul states it's what every American needs to know about central bank power. A gripping adventure into the secret world of international banking cartel. Hi, this is Ted Anderson. I will give a silver dollar from the early 1900s to anyone who purchases this book. Call 1-800-686-2237 and order a copy today. It's critical that the public be made aware of the system. Call and order your copy today at 1-800-686-2237. That's 1-800-686-2237.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
I will never forget the day my son Jeremy told me he hated me and slammed the door in my face. I'm behavioral therapist Janet Lehman. Behavior problems can turn the child you love and your life into a nightmare. That's why my husband James and I created the Total Transformation, the step-by-step program that shows you how to fix the worst behavior problems and get your child to respect and listen to you again. No matter what the behavior, defiance, backtalk, angry outbursts, disrespect, we can help you stop it. Now you can get the Total Transformation for free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. You can keep it forever for free.
Limited number of free programs available. Call now, 1-888-912-1595. 1-888-912-1595. That's 1-888-912-1595. 1-888-912-1595.
Not just an alternative to the mainstream media. We're the premier independent talk radio network. We are GCN.
All right, welcome back to the Brightside, folks. I am Pharmacist Ben, your nutritional pharmacist, and we're here every day, Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific, 10 to 11 Central, and 24/7 on the archive page at brightsideben.com. You'll find a shopping cart up there with all the longevity products, including the Beyond Tangy Tangerine and the Ultimate Enzymes. The regular tangy tangerine, there's a difference between the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, which is a powder, and the regular tangy tangerine. They're all up at brightsideben.com. The Z-Radical product, If you want to purchase any of the products, you can go right to the web, or you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. If you want to start a longevity business, click the Join the Team link on the upper left-hand corner of the page. You can make some money, or you can just get your products at the wholesale price, or you can call the Brightside Ben phone team, and they can clue you in at 866-735-2470. Our number today is 855-660-4261. We'll get to your phone calls here in the next segment. We're talking about this, what I call the foundational idea of the bright side, the triangle of disease. The body breaks down sequentially. Digestive system breaks down first. The blood sugar system breaks down second. The energy complex system, which is the adrenal glands and the thyroid, break down third. And it's not a doctor issue, but a doctor will tell you it's his issue because doctors like power. And this is why even centuries ago, 250 years ago, Thomas Jefferson, referring to the American people, said, if people let the government decide what foods they eat and what medicines they take, their bodies, this is a quote, by the way, direct quote, if people let the government decide what foods they eat and what medicines they take, their bodies will soon be in as sorry a state as are the souls who live under tyranny, unquote. Thomas Jefferson. Now, this is a link that the founding fathers made with government tyranny, between government tyranny and medical tyranny. Tyranny is tyranny is tyranny. It's taking power away from you and me, taking power away from the citizens and putting it into some kind of authority system. Whether that authority system is government, whether it's police, or whether it's doctors. Thomas Jefferson was no dummy, and he knew this 250 years ago. Benjamin Rush, another signatory to the Declaration of Independence, himself a medical doctor, Dr. Benjamin Rush said, quote, this is 250 years ago, folks, quote, to restrict the art of healing to one class will constitute the Bastille of medical science. In other words, it will destroy medical science. All such laws are un-American and despotic, as in tyranny. A despot is a tyrant. Continuing, unless we put medical freedom into the Constitution, the time will come when medicine will organize into an undercover dictatorship. Hello, people. Does this sound familiar? The time will come when medicine will organize into an undercover dictatorship and force people who wish doctors and treatment of their own choice to submit to only what the dictating outfit offers. That's a fancy way of saying doctors and the medical model will steal power every time they can get it. And this is Dr. Benjamin Rush talking in the 1700s, the late 1700s. What they were talking about, what these wise, prescient founding fathers were talking about, is exactly what is occurring today, and unfortunately with our complicity, with our volition. We are letting them do it to us. We are living in the medical tyranny that these founding fathers warned us about 250 years ago, except for we are shockingly, voluntarily submitting to, even honoring our slave masters, even deifying this authority system. And what good has it done? We are the sickest culture on the planet, despite our medical deities. We are the sickest culture in the history of the planet, despite our medical deities. Despite the supposed advances of medicine, 100 million Americans are obese or overweight. 100 million Americans have diabetes and degenerative diseases. More if you include degenerative diseases. But you know what, folks? The good news is, we can take back our power. We can live fully and completely without ever having to walk into a doctor's office ever, except for, God forbid, some kind of trauma. We can, as my friend Dr. Glidden says, fire our MD. We should fire our MD. Have you ever heard of a doctor curing anything? Have you ever heard of a doctor curing diabetes? No. They tell you you're going to be on your prescription drugs the rest of your life and keep eating your snack foods and make sure it's low fat. That's doctor wisdom. In fact, if you do ever step into a doctor's office for anything other than getting hit by a car or some kind of accidental acute trauma, you are, in fact, implicitly and explicitly and literally giving up your power and self-governance. If you do something or take something because they told me I had to take it, they got mad at me. I hear this all the time. My doctor got mad at me because I didn't want to take the medicine. Because I didn't want to take my poison, my doctor got mad at me. I hear this all the time. If you take something because my doctor doctor told me to, or they put me on medicine, you have given up your power, you have given up your authority, you've let them infantilize you, and you've given up your ability to be self-governing about the most fundamental aspect of governing itself, which is health, our bodies. If, on the other hand, you're dealing with a chronic degenerative disease, and it's obvious to you, as it should be, that the idiotic medical model of surgery and steroids is not helping you, here's what you need to do. It's simple. Return to the triangle. Return to the triangle of disease. Backtrack to the triangle of disease. No matter what your health condition is, given that it's a degenerative disease, degenerative health condition where the body's falling apart, return to the triangle. Start with the digestive system. Always, 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 degenerative disease is secondary to digestive distress. Degenerative disease is secondary to digestive distress. The body's like a circle. It's closed. There's no way to get inside a circle. That's the definition of a circle. It's closed. Technically, we call it a closed system, except in the body, there's three little portals. There's three little portals technically, but for practical purposes, there's only one portal into the circle. There's only one way into the body. There's only one way into the circle that we call the body. The body's pristine. The body's perfect. There's only one entryway into this circle of this closed system that we call the body. There's only one practical way for anything to get into this closed system to disturb it. There's only one doorway, window, portal into this circle, and that doorway, opening, window, portal into this circle is through food and digestion. Yes, you can get stuff in through the nose and the skin. Technically speaking, these are routes into the circle, but by far and away, the most likely port of entry into this pristine circle, this holy, sacred, divine space that is called the human body, the only way into it, the only way inside the body is by what we put in our mouths and what we are eating. Over time, as wrong things get into this pristine, holy, sacred space of the body, the digestive system becomes inflamed, the digestive tract becomes irritated, it begins to break down, and once this pipe that we call the digestive system breaks down, you have begun the degenerative process, and it begins to occur shockingly early. At birth for many people, prenatally for some people, in the womb for some people, certainly by the time most of us are 2 or 3 or 4 years of age, if we're indulging in the standard American diet, we have begun the digestive breakdown and the road to degenerative disease has been initiated. And at that point, complete healing and reversal cannot occur. And this is why we get put on drugs at a very early age. This is why it's so important to know the effects of what we're eating, to notice digestive symptoms, and then to link them with foods. There's so much more to talk about here, folks. I want to continue talking about the triangle tomorrow. I still want to talk about the electrical nature of what we eat. We don't eat for food. We don't eat for the solid stuff. We eat for the electricity. And we'll be continuing to talk about this in the coming days on the Brightside. We're coming back with your phone calls right after this, folks. Don't go away.
If you're worried about your health and you're tired of the nasty side effects of harsh drugs or antibiotics, then look no further. Supernatural Silver is the answer. Supernatural Silver is a powerful immune system enhancer that can be used every day to help keep you healthy and well with none of those nasty side effects. It's extremely safe for use internally as well as topically. And Supernatural Silver is hundreds of times more effective than colloidal or ionic silver. It is perfect for use in the sinuses, eyes, ears, and on any wound or skin issue. Supernatural Silver is also extremely effective when taken orally and can help fight off bacteria, viruses, and mold that may be overwhelming your immune system. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, supernaturalsilver.com, and use the promo code SILVER2014 for 20% off of your entire order and give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance with Supernatural Silver.
Mother's Day is right around the corner. If you haven't ordered your Mother's Day flowers yet, make sure to visit proflowers.com for an amazing deal. ProFlowers has a Mother's Day special for radio listeners. Get 100 gorgeous blooms for Mom with a free glass vase for $19.99. And if you want to make her day even more special, upgrade to a premium vase and add gourmet chocolates for just $9.99 more. Mom will be so happy when she unwraps her beautiful bouquet of blooms, guaranteed to stay fresh and beautiful for at least one full week. Each time she looks at her Mother's Day flowers, she'll think of you. But hurry, this deal expires soon, so make sure to place your order today. The only way to get this incredible deal is to go to proflowers.com/radio right now and enter the code PLOW, P-L-O-W, proflowers.com/radio, code PLOW, P-L-O-W. That's proflowers.com/radio and enter code PLOW, P-L-O-W.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey Guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey Guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy.
Free from the shackles of corporate America, we're the place for independent thinkers. GCN.
All right, we are back on the bright side. I am Pharmacist Ben. Thank you for joining us, friends. 855-660-4261 is our number. That's 855-660-4261. If you want to learn more about the longevity products, check out BrightSideBen.com or give the Brightside Ben phone team a call at 866-735-2470. All right, we'll continue talking about the triangle and the triangle of disease and electrical food, electrical nutrition, if you will. The electrical nature of health. We'll continue that discussion over the coming days. So you're going to want to tune into the Bright Side in the next few days at least if you're interested in reversing the degenerative disease process, which is simple to reverse. Once you remove the bad stuff and put the good stuff back in, we'll be continuing this discussion over the next few days. 855-660-4261. Time to hit our phones. Let's go to Rick in Illinois. What's going on, Rick? Welcome to the Bright Side.
Good morning, Ben. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I was the final caller on last Friday's show and didn't get to finish up, so I'll start over again.
Okay.
I have tinnitus in my left ear, and although it is a problem I'm trying to resolve, it's not the primary reason why I'm calling you today.
Okay.
I saw my ENT on February 5th to have my ears cleaned, which I do at least annually. I saw my GP on February 13th for persistent cough and what felt like chest congestion. He noted that he saw fluid buildup behind my left eardrum, which explained why I'd been hearing a rustling sound in the left ear and why it felt like it was blocked. He also noted that I had postnasal drip, which was a likely cause of the persistent cough and the congested feeling in my chest. My question for you is, what might have caused the fluid buildup in my left ear, and is there a way, or is there anything from a supplement or a diet standpoint that may help the fluid drain from my eustachian tube so I can determine if this fluid buildup is exacerbating my tinnitus, which has been a little bit louder than usual?
Okay. Here's the deal. Now, a couple things. When you say you had your ears cleaned, you mean the ear canal, not the... They clean it with like a Q-tip kind of thing? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I think they clean the ear canal just because wax build up over time.
Okay,
and,
so
those
are two different issues, Rick. The ear canal is not related to the fluid buildup. Fluid buildup is behind, as you said, behind the eardrum. You have a tube that runs into that area. It's called your eustachian tube. And that eustachian tube is where pressure is sensed. The body, that whole inner ear area is very complicated, and it works via air and fluids that fill up and are controlled via valves in that tube, the eustachian tube. And when you have inflammation in that area, it can throw things off. Everything you're saying, from the cough to the postnasal drip to the fluid buildup to the tinnitus, everything you're saying is screaming immune system. It's screaming inflammation. It's screaming something is getting into your body that's causing leakage. Let me explain how this whole leakage thing is related to the immune system. You have a circulatory system, your blood, and you have fluids, and you have lymph, and all of that is kept in a tube. Okay, the tube could be your lymph tube, it could be your blood vessel tubes, it could be the eustachian tube in the ear. So the fluids are always flowing through tubes. Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
Okay. When you have an immune reaction, that is when the body is defending itself, the army, your body's army, your defense system, is called white blood cells. The white blood cells are the army. And they live in these tubes, whether it's the lymph tube or whether it's the blood tube. They live in these fluid tubes. And when you have something that gets into the body and the body says, oh my God, there's an enemy in the body, we've got to mobilize the army, we've got to release the soldiers, the tubes will all begin to open and the fluids will leak out. Does that make sense? Okay, let me explain. It's very important. I want this to make sense, okay? The army is the white blood cells. Okay, that makes sense, right? The army, the soldiers, are the white blood cells. They're the ones that are going to attack the enemy, whether the enemy is a food you shouldn't have eaten, or whether the enemy is a bacteria or the virus or a pollen or something that got in the system. The body fights these things with what are called white blood cells, and the white blood cells can be thought of as soldiers of the army. Are we good? I want this to make perfect sense at every step of the way, so I'm going to go over it. I'm going to go over it in as small steps as possible. So, stuff gets into the body. The body says, enemy in the body. We got to get the army out. We got to get the soldiers out. The soldiers are the white blood cells. So we're so far so good. You got to help me here, Rick. You got to say yes or no.
Yeah, I'm saying yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, good. Okay, good. Got it. Okay, now how does the army get out of the blood vessels and the lymph vessels? The lymph vessels and the blood vessels open up. They open up and they start to develop openings like pores, little circles, and the army starts to leak out. And along with that leakage out of the vessels, the blood vessels and the lymph vessels, you get fluids. So as the white blood cells are leaking out of these fluids, out of these tubes, the fluids are following. And now you have white blood cells and you have fluids in areas there shouldn't have fluids. And this is all in response to something that's getting into the system. The system basically becomes leaky in an attempt to get to the area to attack and prevent the area from doing damage, or for the invader from doing damage. This leakage, what you're experiencing as coughing and as fluid buildup and as blockages and even as tinnitus, is a result of leakage into the eustachian tube, into the ear area, the inner ear area, even into the respiratory tract because you're coughing, of leakage secondary to the body attempting to fight something off. The body is attempting to fight something off. This gets back to the idea that we were talking about earlier. Nothing goes wrong in the body unless something gets in that shouldn't be in. I don't know how much simpler I could be. Your inner ear problems, your eustachian tube problems, your tinnitus is arthritis of the ears. It's osteoporosis of the ears. Your problem is exactly the same problem as any other inflammatory issue, except yours is happening inside your respiratory tract and in your sinuses. But it's the same problem. You understand? It's a different flavor, but it's the same food. It's the same problem. It's immune activation and inflammation. When you have immune activation and inflammation, whether it shows up as an inflamed joint or whether it shows up as inflammation in the inner ear or whether it shows up as inflammation in the respiratory tract, something has gotten into your body that shouldn't be there. Now, where could that be from? By the way, does that make sense so far?
Can I jump in and mention a couple things?
Well, first tell me if that makes sense. Something has gotten into your body that shouldn't. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. What were you going to say?
Well, I wanted to add one thing.
Sure.
I don't know if it relates to this. I'd been under what I call chronic stress for several years.
Yeah.
And it peaked to, in early 2011 to a point where I was, virtually bedridden. For several, I'd have to go to bed several times a day because I felt so bad. I've rebounded and I feel much better today.
Well, that certainly didn't help. That didn't help, but that's not causative. That's not causative. It's not helping. That may be exacerbate the situation, but it's not causative. That's not going to trigger an immune response. It may make an immune response more prolonged. It may slow down the healing process, and it probably does, but it isn't causative. I'd be looking at something that's getting into your system that shouldn't be. Now, I'll tell you this. It's very unlikely that you don't have something going on in the digestive tract, like some kind of symptom, heartburn, bloating, gas, cramping, diarrhea, constipation. You may not know it. As we said many times in this program, the brain doesn't always notice these things as they happen all the time. But it's very unlikely for you to have this kind of significant issue, this prolonged significant issue, without having something that you're noticing in the digestive tract. Now, it's in your interest to find it, because then it's much easier for you to start to eliminate things. Pretty much the only place something is going to get into your system is going to be through foods, although occasionally you could have some kind of a seasonal allergy type of thing, especially if you're dealing with an inner ear or respiratory problem. Obviously, you're breathing stuff into your head and into your sinuses. So a couple of things for you. Number one, please focus on the digestive system. Focus on foods. Focus on problem foods. Focus on digestive symptoms and link them to potential foods. We spent almost 2 weeks, a month or so ago, talking about lectins. Hang tight, Rick. We've got to take a break. I want to finish this up when we come back. If you're on hold, stay there. We'll try to get to all your calls today. 855-660-4261 is our number. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You are listening to The Brightside, and we'll be back after this.
I had tried everything. I'd cut back the amount of food I was eating. I was lifting weights and jogging, but nothing was working. My body was literally starving for minerals and trace elements as well as key vitamins. And as soon as I had that, I immediately could eat half of what I was eating previously and be satisfied. Now, there are hundreds of great products at InfoWarsTeam.com, but I want to point out the 3 that have helped me lose 37 pounds in just 2 months. Products like Beyond Tangy Tangerine, Pollen Burst, and Rebound. When I started taking the Tangy Tangerine and other products every day, I lost more than 37 pounds in just 2 months. Now that's results. I want to challenge my listeners to go to InfoWarsTeam.com and to order just 3 of their products, and you will see the changes in the way you look, feel, and in your appetite almost immediately. Start your journey to health and wellness today. InfoWarsTeam.com.
So we decided to upgrade the look of our home.
Improve the curb appeal.
We decided to add the look of stone to the exterior.
We really like the stacked stone look.
Yeah, but when I checked into the price, it was ridiculous. No way could we afford it.
Then a friend told me about Genstone. Genstone.
Genstone comes in lightweight panels made of polyurethane. They've actually engineered the hassle out of installation. No mortar, no mesh. It was easy. Even I could do it.
We just screwed the panels to the wall and it looks like stone. I mean, it really looks like stone.
Yeah, from the box to the wall in minutes.
We love the look of our home now.
And Genstone is durable, comes with a 25-year warranty, and offers additional R-value for insulation.
If you want the look of stone at a price you can afford, call Genstone
at 855-955-STONE.
Trust me, you'll save money.
And you'll love the look.
855-955-STONE. That's 855-955-7866.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
It's hard to imagine when things are going reasonably well just how quickly things can change. But what would it take? Economic collapse, massive crop failure, chemical or biological attack? So many situations could find you in the grocery looking to pick up food for your family only to find that the shelves are empty. There's nothing. Don't let that happen. Act today to make sure that if it ever comes to that, you and your family will be provided for. Visit freezedryguy.com to look at the wide variety of survival foods available. Freeze-dried foods from the Freeze Dry Guy store longer, rehydrate faster, are nutritionally superior to, and taste better than any other long-term storage food available. Visit freezedryguy.com or call toll-free 866-404-3663. FreezeDryGuy.com.
The nation's largest independently owned and operated talk radio network. The Genesis Communications Network. GCN.
All right, we're back on the Brightside talking to Ricky in Illinois at 855-660-4261. Ricky, you there, bro?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So everything you're saying, whenever I hear fluid buildup anywhere, fluids, I'm thinking the immune system. As I explained before, blood vessels and lymphatic vessels that are supposed to keep fluids flowing within pipes, if you will. The circulatory system's like tiny little pipes and fluids flow in there. When the body needs to attack something, it'll open up or expand those pipes, and pores, little openings will form in those pipes, and fluids will leak out. The reason fluids leak out, this is why we become inflamed, really. This is how rosacea, for example, that's a classic example of this vasodilation secondary to some kind of attack on the body. What you're experiencing, by the way, is rosacea of the ears, rosacea of the inner ear, rosacea of the eustachian tube. It involves fluid buildup. It involves expansion of vessels, all secondary to something getting into the system. It is so important, Rick, for you to see if you can link up specific foods to digestive system symptoms. That is heartburn, bloating, gas, diarrhea, constipation, loose stools, etc., etc. Now, if you can't find any digestive symptoms, and keep in mind, it's in your interest to find them. It's much easier to eliminate problem foods if you can link them to digestive symptoms. If you can't, then link them to your inner ear symptoms. Link them to the fluid buildup. Link them to the blockages, the sensation of blockages. Link them to the coughs. Link them to the tinnitus. Tinnitus it's all the same idea, and you're very attuned to notice that your tinnitus has gotten worse as the inner ear has become more leaky and inflamed. So number one, focus on problem foods, things that are getting into the system that shouldn't be, and then number two, start to strengthen and build up the digestive system. We'll talk about the immune system here in a minute. You want to strengthen and build up the digestive system. Probiotics are your best friend. I would be getting the best probiotic supplement I could find. I'd be getting it today. Call 866-735-2470. Tell them you want the nightly essence and start to take 80 billion units a day. If you don't want the nightly essence, find one you like, but take 80 billion units a day. Start eating fermented foods, sauerkraut, miso, tempeh, kefir. Anything fermented is going to be in your digestive tract interest. Secondly, get yourself on glutamine powder. Wonderful for the digestive system. Glutamine is it's like fuel, or provides fuel. It gets turned into fuel for the cells that line the intestine, for digestive tract cells, so-called enterocytes. Glutamine is fuel for your enterocytes, for your intestinal cells. I'd be doing 5 grams or a teaspoon of glutamine powder every day. Get on the Z-Radical. The Z-Radical can protect yourself, can protect your digestive system from lectins, which we talked about a couple of months ago, of how lectins are involved in damaging the food system, the digestive system. Gluten is a classic example of a lectin, and gluten intolerance is a lectin intolerance disease. So the Z-Radical may help you. I'd be using the digestive enzymes, which can have a double effect. Number one, obviously, they can help you with the digestive system. Number two, they can help you with any kind of inflammation that's going on. It sounds like there's some inflammation in the inner ear. You want to take the digestive enzymes on an empty stomach in order to exploit their anti-inflammatory effects. And then you want to take the digestive enzymes with food if you want to take advantage of their digestive support effects. You want to use apple cider vinegar after meals. It wouldn't hurt you to take a little bit of lecithin with fatty foods. And then for directly supporting the immune system, there's wonderful nutritional supplements. Probably vitamin C is the most important. I'd be using high doses of vitamin C. One of the neat things about the Beyond Tangy Tangerine is that you get a high dose of vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams in 2 scoops, but you also get it with vitamin A and the B complex and other nutrients that can help support health and support the immune system. So I would be using the BTT, or if you want to just use straight vitamin A and then get your other nutrition from another source, use vitamin C. Use 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams minimum of vitamin C a day, but you can take up to 5,000 to 10,000 milligrams of vitamin C. The mineral zinc has got a couple of neat benefits. Number one, it's one of the most important, if not the most important, mineral for the immune system. Selenium is also important. I'll tell you about that here in a minute. But zinc is also very helpful for the digestive system, and zinc can be also helpful for the inner ear. In fact, zinc is known as one of the remedies. I don't like necessarily nutritional remedies, but zinc is considered to be a remedy for tinnitus. So 50 milligrams of zinc a day might be something to think about. Selenium is also a very important mineral for the immune system. I'd be using 400 to 600 micrograms of the OPC, the ultimate selenium from Longevity. And then your fat-soluble vitamins are also going to be very important. Take them with fatty foods, with meals, with apple cider vinegar, with your ultimate enzymes. And by fatty nutrients, I'm talking about vitamins D, E, A, and K, especially vitamin A. There's a very important relationship between vitamin A and zinc. Deficiencies in one can cause deficiencies in the other. Take them both together. Vitamin A, I'd be using 20,000 international units a day. Vitamin E, around 400 IU a day. Vitamin D, get it from the sun, or if you want to supplement, 5,000 is a good place. 5,000 milligrams is a good, IU, I think, on vitamin D is a good place to be. And then vitamin K is around 5,000 micrograms is a good dose of vitamin K. And then if you really want to go all out, my friend, get some vitamin B12 injections in addition to getting on a good B complex vitamin. The BTT will get you all your B complex, but a vitamin B12 injection might be helpful. There's tons of ways you could go, but please, my friend, focus on the digestive system, focus on inflammation, focus on the immune system and stuff that's getting into the body that shouldn't, and link your foods up to digestive symptoms if you can. Thanks so much for your call. Appreciate it, Rick. Moving on to Texas, and let's say hi to Kevin. Welcome to the Brightside, my friend. What's going on?
Wife has a number of medical conditions, but she's concerned about her gallbladder. It's functioning at 39%. She wants it removed, but the doctor tells her it's fine, even though nurses have told her if it's below 50%, it needs to be removed. And what can she do to stop having the pain she's feeling and maybe get that much more functioning?
All right, good question. Hundreds of thousands of gallbladders are yanked out of people, butchered out of people's bodies every year. If she voluntarily wants to have her gallbladder removed, I don't know what to tell you. That's just craziness. Obviously, we all have the right to have our bodies hacked up if we want, and if she wants to remove her gallbladder, more power to her. That's her right. However, if you don't want your gallbladder removed, you don't need to have your gallbladder removed, and please don't let anybody tell you you don't need your gallbladder. Believe it or not, I hear doctors say it all the time that you can live just fine without a gallbladder. I've heard physicians say many animals live just perfectly with no gallbladder at all, as if that means that human beings can live fine without an organ that they were born with. You need everything in there, people, including your gallbladder. The gallbladder is a bag. The word bladder means bag. The word gall means bile. So gallbladder is bile bag. It's a bag o' bile. It's a bag filled with bile. What is bile? Well, next to blood and lymph, bile is probably the most important fluid in the body. Bile is responsible for helping the body process fatty materials, fatty vitamins, essential fatty acids. fatty phytonutrients, fatty nutrients that are found in plants, carotenes and flavonoids. Without a gallbladder, you are at risk for malabsorption for all of these. Malabsorption of vitamin D, malabsorption of vitamin E, malabsorption of vitamin K, malabsorption of vitamin A, malabsorption of all your minerals because your minerals need bile too. Oh, there's more. Malabsorption of carotenes, malabsorption of flavonoids, hormone problems because hormones come from fats, and malabsorption of essential fatty acids. Now, does that sound like something that your friend wants to have? Did you say this was your friend or your wife, ma'am, or sir?
It's my wife.
Okay, does that sound like something your wife really wants to deal with? Malabsorption of all that stuff? I don't think so. So here's the thing. The gallbladder will get messed up when you are not processing fats correctly because bile becomes cloggy and sticky. See, bile starts off in the liver, it moves to the gallbladder, it moves to the small intestine, it goes into the large intestine, and then it goes back into the liver. Actually, it goes back into the liver from the small intestine, but regardless, it circles around. It goes liver, gallbladder, small intestine, some goes into the large intestine, some goes back into the liver, and then it goes back around. And over time, as we're not processing fatty material, that bile becomes sludgy and sticky, just like engine cleaner, just like STP engine cleaner becomes sludgy and sticky over time. Same thing with bile. When that bile becomes sludgy and sticky and thick and gooky, it clogs up the little tubes in the gallbladder that are supposed to squeeze that bile into the small intestine, and that's called gallbladder pain. And if the bile gets cloggy and sticky enough, it can actually form a stone that can stick in that little connection between the gallbladder and the small intestine, and that's called intense pain, serious pain. And that's when they say, take the darn gallbladder out because I can't deal with this, and that's very understandable. So what you want to do for bile, for a clogged up gallbladder or gallbladder pain, is you want to figure out why the bile is becoming sludgy and sticky, and it's usually due to something you're eating. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Nothing gets into the bile unless you've eaten first. So what you got to do is you got to link your bile problems, you got to connect your bile problems to digestive symptoms like bloating and gas and diarrhea and heartburn, and then link those up to foods and eliminate those foods. And I hate to do this to you, my friend, because there's so much more to say about this, and it's very important. I wonder if I get you to call back tomorrow, my friend. Kevin in Texas, can I get you to call back first thing in the morning, or first thing tomorrow, so we can get you? I hope we can, because this is very important. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. There's so much to talk about. I hate running out of time, but we do every day. That's just the way it is on the bright side. Tomorrow we'll continue talking about the triangle. Maybe we'll get to some of the electrical nature of food and how important the electrical components of what we eat are. And then we'll finish up with Kevin's question about the gallbladder. All right, that's all for now. Stay tuned for Alex Jones next on most of these stations. We will talk to you all later, friends. Bye for now.
It's already too late. Criminals have kicked in your door and are now in your home. Before this happens, homeowners have a choice. 1, do nothing and hope you aren't one of the 1.4 million families attacked each year. Or 2, refuse to be a victim. And for as low as $59, reinforce your doors with Door Devils. Door Devils simply attach to existing door frames and have proven to stop the biggest bad guys from kicking in doors. Read our police testimonials of real-life events at DoorDevil.com. Alarms don't stop kick-ins. We do. DoorDevil.com.
So my elementary school-age child is begging me for a cell phone.
Please, Mom, please. All the kids have them.
But I've seen the research, and it makes sense to me that any mobile device that operates using electromagnetic frequencies that close to me or my child's head needs to be blocked.
Harmful wireless radiation is real. Protect yourself and your loved ones with Block It Pocket. Call 888-315-9618. Free shipping to the lower 48. BlockItPocket.com. Enhancing health and privacy.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.